Today, we are simulating the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series All-Star Race from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel on NR 2003 as William Byron and Christopher Bell are set to lead the field to green here for 100 laps of racing. The 2025 All-Star Race is underway as Byron Bell lead into turn 1 over Alex Bowman and raced his way in. Bubba Wallace in the number 23 as they exit turn 2. Watch out for the momentum on the outside today. 3 wide mid-pack. Kyle Busch there in the middle, as well as Chase Briscoe on his inside. But out of turn 4, William Byron will come through to lead this first and opening lap. Everyone has been able to get through pretty clean, as now here comes Byron's Hendrick Motorsports teammate Alex Bowman up the inside looking for the lead early as Bell is fading, and coming forward in the background there you see Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher as well. But Byron now on the negative side. Through goes the 48 of Bowman, looking to get clear into turn number 1 as we kick off lap number 3 of this race. Bubba Wallace following through with Keselowski, Bell, Buescher to follow now as well. A promoter's caution included in this All-Star race for this 2025 season. Now, of course, in the IRL All-Star race, it's going to come after about lap 200. Here, of course, only 100 laps. We'll be throwing it anywhere between lap 70 and 80 at my discretion, as Bubba Wallace to the lead down the back straightaway. Now in the background, Kyle Larson going forward. He started, of course, much further up the field than he will be in real life due to Indy 500 qualifying complications now, but Bubba Wallace takes the lead from Alex Bowman. There's still 3 wide racing in the back. There's Kyle Busch going at it with Logano, as well as Josh Berry. Daniel Suarez trying to go forward. Shane Van Gisbergen in the field here. He has raced his way in. Not quite sure how it's looking in real life, as I am recording this before, of course, the All-Star Open IRL. Now, as you see, Ty Gibbs on the outside of the 12 of Ryan Blaney, and looking back up front, the 20 and the 6, they come together right there out of turn 4, nearly caused an incident into turn 1, and as well, looking back at the front, I mean, Bubba Wallace, who took the lead just a few laps ago, is suddenly fading, as Alex Bowman's gone back to the front now, and Buescher and Larson are coming through as well. I mean, great racing on all ends of this racetrack here from North Wilkesboro. As we continue to look further down the field, Elliott Dillon there, Tyler Reddick, Blaney on the inside of the number 19, but all the way towards the back here you got Kyle Busch, Logano, Denny Hamlin, Stenhouse, and SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen right there in that Trackhouse number 88. These guys are all over each other on the racetrack here as the sun continues to set from North Wilkesboro. Larson up to P2, already 10% of the way through this race. We start lap 11, and now you see the 24 trying to complete the pass, but that outside line is able to hold on strong, but again the 23 into the outside wall. Bubba Wallace's struggles continue. He stays up out of the groove, and that opens the door for Ross the Boss Chastain to try and enter the top 5, as now Larson's gotten to the back bumper of the 48. This is non-stop action here in North Wilkesboro. So far, so clean here. 12 laps in, it's been green the whole way, and Larson is now getting ready to show the nose maybe on this 48 Ally Financial Chevrolet, as the 2 Hendrick drivers command the field. Chase Elliott's gotten through on the 23 of Bubba Wallace as well, and Wallace is about to be under fire from his teammate of Tyler Reddick in that number 45 Monster Energy Beast Machine. You see Reddick going forward now as well. If we were seeing in the heat races on Saturday evening, that outside lane is a very viable option. You can hold your own, you can get the momentum using that banking to get the run off the corners, and I think we're seeing it right here with the 48 of Alex Bowman, but Larson might just be too strong on the inside. Can he get clear? The answer is yes, Larson's clear, but hold on, the 48 fights back again down this front straightaway into turn number 1. Bowman not wanting to give this thing up. Larson's clear. Does he take it? Yes, he does. Number 5, Kyle Larson back out to the lead of this race now. Larson strong, but clearly not strong enough. Here comes that Ally Financial Chevrolet driver back to the front, and as well, you look in the background there, William Byron clawing his way back into the conversation as well. And if we stay green all the way to between the lap 70 to 80, promoters yellow, we very well could see some lap traffic play a role as well. You got a battle in the back between Chase Elliott here and Ross Chastain. They're just going for 5th position now, and Bowman re-clears Kyle Larson. Single file, Bubba Wallace has seemed to settle out as we have yellow on the racetrack now, and a car upside down. It's Denny Hamlin in the number 11, and Stenhouse included as well. Caution is out, and this is going to spice things up. Do you pit? Do you not? Do you want fresh tires? We're going to find out now as the pit lane is open, and Denny Hamlin's race is going to come to a very early end here from North Wilkesboro. Here's a look at Denny Hamlin's race coming to an end. He's way up out of the groove, working on the number 3 of Austin Dillon. Here comes Austin Cindric sliding across him. Hamlin can't do anything, gets turned into the wall and hit by the 21 of Josh Berry. Stenhouse comes along, and so does SVG, and you see the final result, and it's a destroyed car for the number 11 and the 47. Minor damage on the 21 and the 88. Alex Bowman set to lead the field back to green. Two drivers did pit, the 88 and the 21. Barry and SVG both picked up damage. They came in to fix their cars and as well get some adjustments, get some fresh rubber, and now Kyle Larson steams to the lead of this race into turn 1, catching Alex Bowman completely off guard, but things could get wild. Chastain 3 wide to the outside now. Will that one caution start the chaos? I think it will. Daniel Suarez crashes into the inside wall, and others pile in into turn 3. Austin Dillon as well as Ty Gibbs, and the caution will fly again. Suarez turned into the inside wall, and now we have back-to-back cautions just like that. Have a look, Daniel Suarez on the outside. He's got Ty Gibbs right up his left rear quarter panel. Gibbs doesn't lift on the exit of the corner, turns Suarez into the inside wall, and you see the calamity spark after with Gibbs and Dillon in the wall as well. Another look where Austin Dillon and Gibbs come together as the 54 sliding after the contact with the 99, and you see the results. Several drivers picking up some damage. Let's try it again. It seems like the outside gets a better takeoff in these restarts now. Can Alex Bowman prove that now as Larson the control car? Bowman with a solid restart, not quite as good as we saw the outside takeoff on that last restart. Well, we see another caution. We know cautions breed cautions. 3 wide for the lead, and it's Hendrick Motorsports going for it. Unbelievable. William Byron gets the elbows out, and he's going to chuck the 48 backwards in the process. Byron back to the lead. Unbelievable move. Elliott slides off of turn 4. These guys struggling for grip now as we get a full lap green on the restart, and Alex Bowman going backwards, still 3 wide, and anything can happen 3 wide at North Wilkesboro. Not an easy task to manage, but that 48 goes from leading 2 restarts ago to now in the back half of the top 10. Trackhouse Racing, a bit of a rough night so far, but both their drivers, or all 3 of their drivers, still in this race, and Ross Chastain trying to go his way forward. Of course, 2 drivers out, the 47 and the 11 of Stenhouse and Denny Hamlin involved in that first caution of the night. Chase Elliott now going in the wrong direction as you see Chastain all over the back of that 23 of Bubba Wallace, and looking in the background, Larson is relentless. He is back into the conversation. He has narrowed this gap to about 0.2 of a second as you see Buescher continue to be back by about a full second, and the question is, can he hold off Chastain? And how about Christopher Bell? He is working his way back forward here as these laps go on. We saw him drop so much through those opening 10, 15, 20 laps, and now here he is climbing back into a top 6, top 5 position after passing the 23. Josh Berry, we talked about it, him and SVG, the 2 drivers on freshest tires. Well, that 21's going forward. Speaking of going forward, Kyle Larson's managed to get to the inside of the 24, and now Larson back to the point. He takes the lead. Does he get clear? Nearly, but not clear enough to slide across the nose of the 24. He'll have to wait another corner. We're already almost halfway through this 2025 All-Star race, and Larson, as he exits turn 2, takes the lead again here from Wilkesboro. The one I've got my eyes on now is that 17 of Chris Buescher, who's just marginally gaining as that 24 seems to be fading as we continue now to lap 50. And here you have Ross Chastain and Christopher Bell. Alex Bowman working his way back into the conversation as these laps go on. He does not want to go out of this lightly, and I do believe that 48 honestly could have the car to win this race. We know we got the 5 up front, but I do believe that 48's the one you got to watch out for, as now Kyle Larson has built up the largest lead we've seen tonight here from North Wilkesboro. William Byron doesn't quite have what he needs as these laps continue. Larson really put some time on the 17 there, almost a full half second, as Byron's into the outside wall hard on the exit of turn 2. He really nailed it, and now through goes Busher into second place. We saw the 24 struggling, and there's the result. Down into third he goes, and now you see in the background Bowman's under pressure from the 45, so this move towards the front of the pack not quite going as expected there. But William Byron, what a struggle as we continue to put laps on these tires, these Goodyear tires. It seems like some of these guys are really getting tighter on the exit of these corners, and they're paying the price for it now. As you see Kyle Busch, he's drastically fallen down the order, down to 19th place, fighting for 18th with his teammate. This 24 is not done yet. He's putting pressure on this 17 Fastenal Ford Mustang. Chris Buescher, by far the star of this RFK team tonight. Now, of course, Ryan Preece did not make the field. Brad Keselowski has not been having so hot of a night. Runs down there outside of the top 10, just in P12 in front of Austin Cindric, as well as that number 5. Oh, problems at 17. Now blows up. Chris Buescher blowing up from the second position. Chastain's going to go through. Oh my goodness. Buescher's night comes to an end. We stay green. No caution. And can you believe it? Buescher from P2 is done for, and that has changed everything from second to fourth. Chastain was able to capitalize. The 24 had to check up, and now through goes Chastain and potentially Christopher Bell as well. Into turn 3 he does take the position. What can Tyler Reddick do? Now Bowman continues to fade. Elliott's gone forward. Byron settles in to the next spot in behind that 20, and that will put him in P4. We know that 24 has got speed, but clearly just he's found himself in very vulnerable positions so far as we hit lap 60, and Kyle Larson benefiting, of course, being the first guy ahead of that engine failure. He did not have to check up like everybody else did, and now look at the gap, 2.75 seconds last time around to Chastain, as we continue to watch that gap from Larson to Chastain expand. Now another 4/10 nearly. Can you believe that? I mean, that number 5 is just on rails. Looking at fastest lap times here now, Larson actually is not the fastest lap time on the board. It's the 24, and then in second it's the 11 who actually has the fastest lap, Denny Hamlin, but of course he was out of this race early on. Now Byron can't quite get that nose to the inside of the 20. It seems like it's getting more difficult to pass as these laps wind on now, as you got Ryan Blaney P10 over 11th of Logano, and Suarez going to crack the outside wall on the exit of turn 2. That wall just can't quite stop getting hit there. Such a vulnerable spot now as everyone seems to be settling in. Really not a time you want to settle for anything. You want to be going forward before this caution comes out. And just like that, boom, look at this 24 all over the back of the 20 of Christopher Bell, who goes defensive down the back straightaway. The 20 not wanting to give up the position, knowing a caution is going to come out any moment as Elliott goes up the racetrack here. And as we start lap 73, Kyle Larson continues to lead by 3 seconds, and now we are going to throw the promoters yellow here from North Wilkesboro. Caution comes out, lap 73 coming to 74. It appears track position is king. No takers in the pits. They're going to go green on 78 lap old tires. We'll go racing at lap 79. Chastain with a great launch on the outside of the 5 of Larson. We know Chastain, when he puts a good lap together, has the speed to lead this race. He goes wide, but Larson, with such a shallow entry, can't quite materialize anything as we exit turn 2. Everybody's clean and green, and Chastain's clear of the number 5. Into turn 3, that promoter's caution has completely flipped the script. Now Chastain in control, but Larson's pouncing on him right on that rear bumper into turn number 1. Byron way up to the outside now as through goes Bell into third. William Byron fades as we exit turn 2. That 5 is right on the back of Chastain into turn 3. Can he make anything happen? He wants to lead back as we come to 20 laps to go on the exit of 4. 3 wide in the background there with Bowman on the outside, Blaney middle, his Penske teammate of Cindric on the inside. Chastain now opens opens up the gap a little bit to that number 5. Is this what Chastain needed to restart just to get out in front and get that track position? Clean air on that nose of that Busch Light Chevrolet for Trackhouse now, and you can see the continuous action here deep in this field. What a fall from grace for the 48 of Alex Bowman. While Josh Berry's been trying to go forward, we know he's got, of the lead lap drivers, the freshest tires of anybody, but he's under pressure from that number 9 now as we continue to watch this battle potentially heat up as Chastain's gap to Larson visually looks like it comes down a little bit over the course of that lap. Now crossing the stripe, Larson taking a defensive line. He certainly gained on the one there as Elliott and Berry continue to battle. If Josh Berry can clear this 9, I mean, never say never. He could go forward, but you're not going to clear someone doing that into the outside wall, and I mean, he does clear, just going the wrong direction. The 9 clears him instead, and now Logano to the inside, but up front Larson is here, and here he goes potentially to the inside of Chastain, now looking for the lead. It's 2 Chevrolets and 2 Toyotas in the top 4, and Bell goes back now to the 23 of Wallace's Larson. He's there. He looks to the inside again. Even he pulls alongside of that 1 of Chastain. Don't rule out that 23 as we exit 4. Larson clear and back to the lead here from North Wilkesboro, but Bubba Wallace now to the inside for second. What a drive. I mean, this 23 looked horrific earlier in this race. I mean, bounced off the wall a few times, and now through goes Bell as well. Chastain from the lead a couple laps ago. It's not going to be a Larson runaway because here comes Bubba Wallace to the inside into turn 1. Currently, in real life, Wallace not even locked into the All-Star race. He's going to have to race his way in through the open or the All-Star fan vote. Here he is in our simulation, going to the lead here through turn 3, but Larson's not going to back down from this one. On the outside, he's going to bring Christopher Bell back into the conversation, but don't rule out the 9. Elliott going forward as well. Bubba Wallace clear. There were 3 wide all the way in the back there as Bowman continues to fade, and so does that 12 of Ryan Blaney. But Larson now has been cleared by Bubba Wallace as they approach lap 90. Bell now is about to come under pressure as it looks like we got some smoke, and it looks like no caution. We've stayed green, but clearly there's been an issue for Keselowski, who's potentially gone around. Out of turn 2, it's going to be off the nose of the 48, similar to the 99 getting turned by Gibbs earlier in the race, turned into the inside wall, but surprisingly we stayed green. As we continue to watch this 23, I mean, Larson isn't quite going away, but we know that third on back for sure doesn't quite have what they need. The question is, can maybe Chase Elliott quickly get through on this 20 of Christopher Bell as we are running out of time? As you see, Larson seems to be able to get into the corner quite hot compared to that 23, rolls the center, but that 23 just has enough. I say that, but that 23 misses the exit of turn 4, and now here comes Larson just like that up the inside into turn 1, half a car length now on the 23 McDonald's Camry, and out of turn 2 he's going to take the lead. Larson clear. All it takes was one slip up from the 23 of Bubba Wallace, and now it's a completely new game again, and he goes wide in 3, and now that's opened the door for the 5 to drive away with 6 to go, and here suddenly comes Christopher Bell up the inside of Wallace. Now Chastain to the inside of Chase Elliott as well. Not quite going to work out, I don't think, there as they continue to battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth as well. Can Bell make quick work on this 23 and hunt down Kyle Larson wheel to wheel? A quarter panel clear. Christopher Bell into P2. We have talked about this Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell hype up in this rivalry that they have, not necessarily because of run-ins, but just their of course head-to-head competition from dirt racing all the way into the Cup Series side of things as well. Well, now here is $1 million on the line, but only 4 laps to go, and Christopher Bell needs to make quick work, and he is stacking things up, and here comes the number 9, Chase Elliott, into turn 1. If he can clear this 20 on this lap, never say never. But the gap is now a full second to that number 5 of Kyle Larson. He has benefited massively. All it took was one mistake from Bubba Wallace, and that set things off as now Elliott is clear out of turn 4, but Larson has not driven away. 3 laps to go, and actually the gap has come down through that battle. Chase Elliott 0.7 of a second behind. This is still not quite over. Bell now fading as these laps wind down. Just a few to go, and Chase Elliott is very much in the conversation to steal this win as he rolls through 3 and off 4. The gap last time around, 0.7 of a second to the line this time. The gap now from 0.7 to just 3.5 tenths. Here comes Chase Elliott. Chastain looking for third in the back. 2 laps to go from the 2025 All-Star race here from North Wilkesboro, and it's going to be a final lap thriller. It's shaping up to be as Elliott continues to close. As we exit turn 4, he might get one chance. That's all it's going to be. White flag in the air. We stay green. Larson's gap down to just a few car lengths. Does the 9 car have anything as we exit turn 2? He's close, but he's not close enough. Down the back straightaway. If he had just a few more laps, it could have been a completely different story, but through 3 and 4, Kyle Larson is going to win the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series All-Star race from North Wilkesboro. Chase Elliott, what a drive in the last 3 laps, but he just simply ran out of time. And Kyle Larson, we simulated it, and he wins the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series All-Star race. What a thriller from North Wilkesboro.